is not waste time. Do you think something went wrong?
Perhaps she just forgot.
Well, there is a way we can possibly find out if she's okay. We do have the paper birds that Grayson supplied us with. If we were to send one to her, and she were to be still alive, it would lead us to her location.
And it won't lead anyone to us, right?
No, as soon as the bird is delivered, it destroys itself.
As long as it doesn't lead to us.
We cannot fly. How do we follow? What if it goes over buildings?
Then my abnormally large friend start running.
I could always turn into a bird and follow it.
Bjorn just looked at you extremely fucking confused.
Oh, that's a neat little trick.
Advantages of nature magic, I suppose.
Well, you can follow the paper bird. Bjorn and I can follow yourself. And if the message does send, we should at least be able to find her location. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yes, and if not, we go back to woman's house and we question her. Yes.
Oh, I don't believe that's a good idea. Perhaps was there someone she mentioned that she trusted in the thing that she's in? Perhaps we go to them.
The Gwen Havar knows the only person she talked about was her boss, who she believes to be corrupt.
Could always go with Mr. Grayson, although I don't know where he is.
Well, I think paper is a good idea for now.
Very well. I shall write a letter, and as we're about to leave the inn, I will let it go. If you wish to turn into a bird now, you can follow it from the room.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Is there any bird species that she would have seen around she can turn into so she blends in?
Probably.
Can you turn into a flying creature at this early of a level?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I think you need to wait till level 6 for flying and 4 for swimming speeds.
Whoops, I just looked at the challenge rating.
I think. I haven't played a druid in a really long time.
I've never played a druid, so
I played it for like one session, so I don't know anything. I mean, it shouldn't make too much difference if you turn yourself into like a little robin or something.
It says they're at level 8 you could do flying speed. Until then you can't.
Okay, never mind. I can't turn into a bird.
Matt, how would you describe Ferndale? Would you say the buildings are relatively close together, like an actual city?
in the place that you are in particular, yes.
So if you were to turn into, say, a cat or some form of climbing creature and got on a rooftop, that would probably be a helpful way to follow it.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Then I guess well, I'll look to Soren and say, well, perhaps we go somewhere a bit more, no, not a lot of people around. Yes, don't want them seeing flying paper.
True. We could really sit in the room, let it out the window, and
If someone saw come from one of our windows, that would be very big problem. Yes.
True, but it would be hard to confirm which window on a very small piece of paper isn't the type of thing a lot of people look for.
Everybody do an intelligence check real quick.
I got it, guys.
Oh shit, that was the same for 1 second. Same.
Yeah, you would remember that the alley that you were in had no windows. The buildings there were doors, but there were no windows in the alley.
Well, we can return to the alley while Ayla gets on the rooftop and we release the bird.
Yeah, that sounds fine with me.
What happens if there is wall or door in way of bird? Does it just fly into door and fall down?
It would, but the very fact that it would set off to a destination would mean she is alive and it would lead us in her direction. If we send the letter and it doesn't go, it's a very good chance that she's already dead.
And yes, back to the bloody alleyway.
And if we want to make a paper easier to follow for me as a cat, I do have keen sense of smell. If there's a way to scent it, that would be ideal.
I have some meat I can rub on from when when we were eating last.
Oh, when were we eating last? I suppose that would work.
Or would you prefer if I rub some components on a piece of letter and you can learn the scent of letter instead?
That would be much better.
But good idea, Bjorn. Meat definitely has a strong smell.
Then yes, to the alley. We let her turn into a cat, and we can release Pip. This is all very strange.
Well, that's magic in general.
I follow you too.
Very well, and we set off to a bloody alley.
Blood River Alley is what it's technically
Oh
called.
no, I was just following what
But yeah.
Bjorn called it.
Yeah. But close enough. So I was just reading about it's pretty vague. So the way that the paper bird works, it says, you write there, you whisper the name of the person that it's intended for, and then the bird magically folds and seals itself and takes flight, taking the most direct route toward the recipient at a top speed of 8.1 miles per hour. Upon arrival at the proximity of its intended recipient, the enchantment wore off and the paper bird became a regular piece of parchment. To prevent the message from being seen by anyone or by anyone other than the intended recipient, it had a few security measures. It could only be unfolded by the intended recipient. Moreover, if the paper bird were intercepted during flight and was prevented from moving, it immediately turned into ash. And if the sender and the recipient are in a different plane of existence, as soon as the name is whispered, it would turn into ash. So technically, you could send it to a dead person. It would just go to their dead body, never to be opened. But I don't really. It's not clear on how it like if someone's inside, like you send a bird and they're sitting inside their house, like, and their windows and doors are closed. Like, it doesn't specifically say what it does at that point. Does it just keep banging its face against the window until
That's where the
somebody
joy of being a
gets
DM comes in, because you get to make it up.
It's just annoying that they don't say it.
I mean, you could just wave it off as magic. Magically passes through a door or underneath the crack on the door or in a window. But as long as
The other thing is that, like, if it does get stopped, you won't know it. The only way that you would know anything before you send it would be is if they were on a different plane of existence, and then it would turn to ash. Otherwise, you're just like, well, I guess here's here it goes. And of course, they can't reply to you either unless they can send another one back to you or they have the sending spell. So in your case, all you would really possibly be able to do is what direction this thing goes, but you wouldn't necessarily know anything else, and she would not be able to respond to you unless she knows that spell. FYI, she doesn't.
Oh, I think that's what we.
Yeah, I would just
kind of
make
agree,
it clear
yeah.
that like this is what we were doing is that for this purpose, that's all that you would be able to do is just see where it heads off. So
Yeah, well, that's kind of the plan we were going with anyway. We didn't expect a magical message back like with Grayson. Yeah.
all right, so you guys are still relatively close. I mean, you're in the market space, and the Blood River Alley is off of the buildings in the general vicinity of the market. So it probably would take you maybe 15 minutes or so to walk over there again.
That's fine.
At most.
So do you want to turn into animal and go up before we release?
Oh, that might be easier. Then I can find a way up to the roofs of the buildings before we get to the alley. I'm not sure how many perches
I
there.
can throw you up as cat.
That's not preferable. There were boxes in that alley. I think I'll be fine, actually.
So yeah, I'll start rubbing material components on the piece of parchment. I'll literally just write hello. It doesn't have to be a direct message. Ayla, would you care to get this sent?
Oh, yes, of course. Maybe it's time to become a cat then. And she will use Wild Shape to turn into a cat and smell this paper.
Okay.
Then I will just whisper to the sheet. Ophelia Masters. Well, this is where the Benny Hill theme song comes on and everyone chases a paper bird.
So just for my own curiosity, are you able to turn into a dog?
Probably.
Because a dog, though probably can't climb, would certainly have a better sense of smell than a cat.
Cats just have the keen smell, so they get advantage on perception checks that rely on scent, but I will check dog.
Or actually, I don't even think there is a dog. I think it's just wolf.
No,
Oh,
it's
there's
Mastiff.
Mastiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I've got for my Find Familiar.
There is Mastiff has keen hearing and smell.
But yeah, it's unlikely to be able to climb quite as well as a cat would. But
Yeah, there's no climbing speed on Mastiff, so I'll just stick with cat.
all right. So cat's relatively, I mean, between the boxes and everything, and there are as I said, there are no windows, but there are a few, I guess, like balconies that people can walk out on. So it's relatively easy for a cat to climb up to the top of the buildings. And when you do I guess do a perception check with advantage. Why not?
All right. I have to. I'm assuming with the cats.
I think druids keep their own mental stats if your wisdom's higher.
Oh, okay.
I think it only changes if you use polymorph.
Yeah, you retain your alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores.
Perfect.
Oh, and you would have advantage on perception checks that rely on smell, not vision, I guess. Um, but yeah, you're still probably. I mean, from the top of the building that you're on now, from the alley, you can see in the distance the inn that you're staying at, and you can also see all those big rows of houses where you went and did your B&E, and the letter takes off and quite it's very easy to track because it goes right back to the house that you broke into, and you can watch it. Like, you don't even have to smell it; you can see it because it's probably only, you know, a few hundred yards from where you are, and it just
Yeah.
flies and over the. I mean, you see it kind of drop down in that direction because the buildings are pretty high, but you just see it go in that direction, then kind of drop down because you remember there was a large wall there, and then there are some buildings that would partially obstruct your view. The building that you broke into, however, is a very tall building, um, so you could see the roof of it at least, and it went in that direction.
Right. Isla will hop back down and go back to the others and go like, meow, and nod her way and start prancing away towards the house.
Do you understand?
Well, I don't understand cat, but I'm pretty sure she's just said follow.
Hey, if you say so.
And I assume we both follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's right back to the house.
So at this point, through all of this and just even we didn't really establish it. So we'll just say for this to set a time, it's getting dark. So again, you your way in that direction, and you see that there again. It's not quite this road where all these nice mansions are. Busy as the marketplace, and even now the market is starting to wind down a little bit as it starts to get dark. But you make your way back to the house, and you're now in front of the front gate, which is closed, so you again can't see. You can see the upper floors of the house. You do see that, unlike before, you do see that there are lights on in the house as it's beginning to darken outside. But you can't see the ground floor, and you can't really see, anything on the ground essentially.
Can Isla climb up to the wall and like take a peek through any windows she can see?
I think if Bjorn assisted the cat, you could probably get up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
Isla
kind
will
of
just
just
like tap on his leg and kind of motion upwards.
I'll just hold my arm up to the window and let her climb up me.
All right,
And up
so
she goes.
do another perception check real quick. And I'll say with advantage, I feel like cats should have advantage on vision, not on smell. Because dogs should have smell and cats should have vision with their, dark vision essentially. The best that we have in the real world.
Yeah, like
Cats actually don't
cat's
have dark
eyes.
vision.
Well, they would yeah, which makes no sense, like, right? So like in the real world, like cats have better vision at night than most animals do.
Yeah.
But
It's also
so
funny that owls don't have dark vision.
right, like it's a nocturnal animal. I don't understand. um so you can see the familiar sort of place that you were before. You can see the steps and the statue out front. Um, but as opposed to last time, you see what appear to be. Um, I can say you probably see from where you are a couple of, best you could tell, maybe domesticated wolves prowling around outside. Not quite dogs, a bit bigger than dogs, a bit more wild looking.
Cool. And does she see like anything through the windows?
You see lights on, but you can't see inside.
Okay. And with that, she hops back down and kind of, I guess, leads them to a less populated area, even though I don't think that that area is even that populated, and makes sure that there's no one watching before she reverts back to normal Isla.
Yep.
And she'll just say, well, they've got guard dogs now. Not entirely dog, but large dogs. Wolves, perhaps?
So they now have increased security, and it's also the location where the paper bird is leading us.
Yep, seems she's perhaps trapped somewhere in there, maybe in that basement we never went to.
Or she is making fool of us, and she really work with them.
And that is also true. Although we do have the evidence, technically. So at least that portion of what she was saying was correct.
The question is, do we try and find our target without her, considering she knows his location? Or do we go back into a increased security fancy house?
I honestly just think we should find some authorities, give this stuff to, say that the friend is missing.
Bjorn kind of just looks at you both and he goes, "We have not fought in a long time. I am getting bored. We go in and see what happens, yes?"
I would rather not make an enemy of myself, although I suppose Ferndale's not the worst place to make an enemy.
Plus, if we can keep as quiet as possible for as long as possible before we suddenly start fighting with everything in sight, that would be appreciated.
Yes, if there is no reason to fight, there is reason. But this woman asked for our help. We agree. I do not feel good going against our word.
Very well, we can wait until it's fully night before we try and re-enter the premises.
And meanwhile, we may want to hide the proof we already found if they catch us. And if it's on us, that probably won't bode well for us.
Yes, and I unfortunately I don't know really where to find some more lockpicks. I kind of broke mine in the house.
We were just in market. I'm sure they would have had something.
True, but generally lockpicks are for the unsavory types. Not something they would sell in public.
Maybe there's something that's similar to a lockpick, a tool for watches or something.
It's possible we can have a brief look, but if not, then more than likely we'll be going louder, quicker.
Well, it is getting dark as we speak. If we look, we should go quickly.
Agreed. Let's go buy some lockpicks.
And do we have the proof thing on us, or did we just leave it somewhere?
I think we still got it in the room. 'Cause it was the note and the bottle of poison.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did stay at the inn because that's when Soren read the book. So, I mean, you guys could have left it there if you chose to.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
I'm gonna, as quick as possible, try to find thieves' tools or equivalent pieces at a closing market.
Do an investigation check, and then also do an intelligence check.
Ooh.
So I'll say that you start to ask around, and you get a couple of side eyes. So you decide not to continue that, but you think that you saw a few things that might be useful back in the alley. So you go back and search through some of the boxes, and you find enough pieces of wire and pieces of metal that you could use for lockpicks. They're not going to be um, ideal, and you figure you may only have a couple uses out of it, but it could
Yeah,
work.
I think it's primarily we just need them to work for tonight, and that's about it. So yeah, improvise
Just make
lockpicks.
yeah.
And do we want to go in the same way as last time? If they know someone broke in, that's probably not a good idea. We should find new entrants.
True, but we didn't leave any signs of how we broke in.
But I do not remember locking door on the way out. Did we? I thought once we were out, we just left. I did not know if you completely erased footsteps.
Well,
You did, and then you broke a door too, if you'll recall.
yeah, we broke a door as well. But we can assess when we get inside the property to where would be the easiest to enter for a second time.
And I do remember heavier doors going to basement, so it seems maybe down there more secure if we need to find a prisoner.
Agreed. And there was two entrances that I remember. One was quite close to the greenhouse where we entered.
Yes.
And hopefully they didn't realize we entered from there. I mean, I don't believe we left any clues or anything.
We just had that discussion while you were AFK. We kind of did. We
Oh.
we remember we broke down a door and everything.
Wasn't the break down the door only for the office though, and not in the greenhouse area?
Yeah, every other door
Yes.
we just
Oh,
left
wait, yeah,
technically
true.
unlocked. So there's no actual proof that we came in that way. It was just unlocked.
True. Well, I follow you two, and if someone tries to harm us, I will hit them with hammer.
And perhaps you should throw the meat that you have when we get in there to distract any unwanted dogs.
My tribe had dogs. I can probably make them listen, but whatever you wish.
The meat might make it easier.
True. So yeah, as we're walking, I'll just like start grabbing like the more rotten pieces of meat that I still have on me, like just the ones that have been there too long.
Okay.
Um, do we wish to just wait until fully dark outside, or until they perhaps sleep?
Maybe until it's just dark. The longer we leave her in there, the higher the odds that she will not be coming out.
Is woman that that owns house elf like you? And I like point towards Sorn. I do not remember.
I don't know if you ever found that out.
Because I remember we found out she had a halfling cook or something.
It was
And
a halfling cook and a half elf butler.
okay,
She is a human.
okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head what race she was, but we're not really there for her. We're there to try and find and rescue Ophelia.
Yes, I was just saying. Because if like you, they, it may be harder to know when they sleep because you do not sleep for as long.
I remember she did have a butler who was like me, so he may be more active during the night. But as long as we take our time and not make too much noise, we should be able to get round him.
Right, Il. I think. Ayla, ready?
Yes, I am, and I'll cast Pass Without Trace once again, so we hopefully don't have as much issue getting through.
All right. Then yeah. Do we want to? So I guess we're going to stealth around and try to find the best place to enter this time.
Yeah, like I said last time it was basically just looking around for entrances. This time we know where the entrances are. It's just let's not get caught.
Well, then actually, since I'm not the stealthiest, why don't me and you just kind of chill and let Ayla run around to all the windows and see if she can see any movement inside of them? Because she probably has the best dex and like perception out of all of us.
I mean, to be fair, I've got a +6 stealth and a +4 perception.
Okay, then I will stay still because like one bad roll and we're screwed.
Hey,
I do have Pass Without a Trace on, so.
Okay.
And what happened to, oh, I want to fight?
Well, that's once we get inside. That's not sneaking in. But, all right, that's fine. Let's all go. Let's go. Nothing bad will happen, I'm sure.
Plus,
And
you've got the meat.
And you do a little bit of scouting, and you see that really over that front entrance really is about the only way in. There are walls on the sides, but you would have to then break into the neighbor's yard and then jump over that. So it just really, you're making it even doubly more dangerous by breaking into basically two separate places. So really, the front way that you did the last time over the main fence is the easiest route to go, at least.
Okay. Then I will finish grabbing the meat and I'll look to Ayla and say, you show me where dogs were, yes?
Yes, of course.
And when she shows it to me, I'll like poke up, like it's over assuming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll poke over the fence and just look around and see if I could see the dog.
You guys should be at the very bottom of the map.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So where were dogs on the map?
Ayla will be up.
Okay. And are we already in the gates? Like, so there's nothing in between us and the dog or no?
Correct.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So everybody's roll.
Mm.
Ooh, all right, never mind. 31.
The
Wow.
dogs have advantage on perception, and they don't know that you're
Okay.
But they have to roll at least a 31 to see Bjorn.
there. Right. Yeah, they did.
That didn't. Their passive isn't good enough.
No.
All right.
With
So
advantage, this roll was a 6.
Didn't even need the Pass Without a Trace.
Nope.
I'll look and can I see the dogs? Try any light over there, like coming out of the windows or anything?
You probably can't see them.
Okay. I'll just like take a bit of meat and like rip it into portions, and I'll hand one little piece to each. Well, not a little piece, but like a handful size piece to them, and just say, "Dogs does us now, but if they start coming, just throw this on the ground and try to get away."
Ayla looks disgusted, but nods.
Would it not be better to leave a larger pile near the dogs to get their attention to the scent of meat while we walk away?
Ayla nods harder.
I do not know if I have enough meat to keep them occupied for very long, but we can try.
Well, you put down a large portion somewhere, and I will launch this meat in between them and the pile whilst we move the opposite direction.
Okay. Right, so yeah, I'll just start going through my pack, and I mean, I do have like the out, what is it called? Wanderer. So I can like I always am able to do like oh wait, is Wanderer? No, that's not the yeah, it is the one where you could hunt and stuff. So yeah, I'll just grab some of the old like the leftover meat that I've had and put it into a decent sized pile and come back and just it probably won't be a good idea, but I'll take some of the liquor that I have and wipe my hands down with it so like my hands don't smell like meat anymore. And just say, hey, put this right there, and I'll point to it so he can see where it is.
Understood. And as we start walking to the right, I'm gonna, as quietly as possible, launch a piece of meat, say around here to rattle the bushes, to draw their attention here.
Okay.
And at this point, Isla puts her hand on Bjorn's arm and points towards the dog she can see over here.
More, I still have a very little bit of meat left. Maybe enough for one, if probably not two dogs, but maybe they fight over it if there's more than one.
She just nods.
Um, if I put it on the ground here, and I'll like just motion over somewhere like over here, I cannot see dog. Would he be able to see it from there?
It's possible, yes.
I mean, there are bushes like around this walkway, so it probably couldn't see anything on the ground from where it is.
Um, perhaps Soren, you are good at making distraction with your magic, yes? Once we get a bit closer to dog, I can throw meat and you cause him to go over to it somehow.
Or we could throw the meat near it to grab its attention, and we can start moving through the bushes.
Well, I mean, also, if you guys want to do everybody just do an intelligence check real quick.
I got it.
Isla, I mean, you would recognize. I mean, you know enough about animals at this point, and the fact that you jumped over there and they didn't see you. That it throwing the meat may actually be worse because you're gaining their attention, and they don't even know that you're there right now. So you may just want to try and sneak.
Yeah, Isla will just say, for now we sneak. Let's just...
Okay. If it comes, if we get caught, I throw meat on ground and we try to.
Okay.
But I cannot see very well, so I will be following you, and I'm just gonna grab the back of, like, I'm gonna reach for the back of her shoulder, hair, dress, whatever the hell she's wearing, and I'm just gonna hold on.
Great. All right. Let's go.
Super stealthy.
If I recall correctly, this was the little porch where there were windows right here where we saw the butler last time, right?
They were actually a bit further south. Right there's that. This is just a door. There aren't any
Oh,
windows
okay,
there.
okay, shit. So, all right. Well, when we passed by the windows that were down there, were the lights on in those ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, here's hoping we can make the same entrance as last time.
And Matt, I know I'm not the smartest character. How small was it inside these hallways and stuff? Like, would I have enough room to use my maul if it came to it, or would I be better off using smaller weapons?
It's probably. I mean, technically, it's about 10 feet across because that's how many squares there are.
Okay. Well, with my arm length and how big the maul. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna pull out two hand axes and keep them in my hands.
Is this first... Actually, no. Before I even do that, I'm going to very quickly full cast Detect Magic, which lasts for 10 minutes. To check for magical barriers, magical traps as we make our way down to the basement.
Okay.
So I assume I don't pick up any pings for 30 feet?
Nope.
Can I...
Oh, and real quick as we're walking, I'm sorry. I forgot. Do we have any healing potions left?
Isla has some on her. She's
Okay.
got 2 healing potions
Okay.
and healer's kit.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah, and I've got a healer's kit as well.
All right.
So when I test this outer door, is it locked?
Nope.
I will attempt to open it very quietly. I'm just going to listen into the door to see if anyone's at the door or nearby.
Okay. Perception check. With a 19, I'll say that you can hear some muffled voices, but they don't like super close. You're positive they're not on the other side of the.
So I can hear voices, but not right next to the door. So when we do go in, we need to be very quiet and very quickly. Agreed?
Isla nods.
Bjorn just nods.
I'm going to try this door.
If this door is locked.
Well, fingers crossed I can open this door without issue.
Yep.
And I will quietly open the door.
I'll close it behind us just so, like, as quietly as possible, just so it doesn't alert anyone. Now, are these lights on in here?
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass to make.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I would be able to see.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can add lighting effects to it. But yeah, all these little
Sconces.
yeah, those are technically lights. I just didn't
Okay.
add them to all of them because there's like a
Nah.
ton of them. But
Yeah, no worries.
So someone's just going to peek his head around the corner. And not full body, I'm going to move him full body, but I'm just peeking.
yeah.
Okay, I don't see anyone. And this was the kitchen door, wasn't it?
Yep. And that's where you're hearing the voices. And I'm going to give you some more light, Bjorn.
Okay. Oh, sweet. I mean, I probably am not good enough at it to hear what they're saying, but I'll point to the door and just make sure they both notice too.
Ayla, could you listen in to see if you can discern how close or how far away from this door they are?
And how many?
Ayla kind of stares at him like, that's asking for a lot, but sure, okay. And
Give it the old college try.
So you get a few things here and there. Mainly, it does sound like two voices. It sounds like a man and a woman. They appear to be just idle chit chat. It doesn't really sound like they're talking about anything like in raised voices or anything particularly interesting. Just people chatting with each other. Does sound like two people, and they do
and does
sound like they're in that room.
okay. Yeah, she'll just shake her head and then point down the hall that they came and be like, "They're very close. Perhaps we should go to the other entrance."
Son will nod and start creeping up to the other entrance. But do you mean the one in the study or the one just here?
There wasn't the
I think there was a
stairs
basement
down.
in this room, and then one more like over further.
Yeah.
There were stairs that went down in the office that you were in, and then you did go in the room that you're standing by right now, and you did see that it looked like essentially it was where the help would sort of like
Like a break room.
yeah, and then there were stairs that were going.
So looks like we're going in through the study again.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you guys went into the um,
As Soren starts walking away, I'm gonna look at Ayla and say, "We should be aware if they know someone has been in here. There will probably be more than the normal help. They have dogs outside, probably people inside."
She just nods.
So say, was it here or was it this one here at the bottom?
that's just a open area. There's no door down there.
I don't think we ever went down this way. I think we went down this way.
You did go down this way because that was where you got to the door where you had seen what you believe to be the butler in that other room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
just confirming what the door
this is
there
where
is.
the door is to the outside, the deck, porch, whatever.
Well, it is this one.
Yep.
Locked. Yeah.
It is not.
It's not. Is there any noise
No.
from inside?
Do a perception. You don't hear anything.
Well, fuck it. Door comes open as quietly as possible again.
Close it behind us again. Are these stairs? These stairs are going up. It looks like, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Before, as they're like doing their thing, I just want to look around and see if I can find anything fun or interesting in here.
Do an investigation check.
And I mean, honestly, anything interesting to Bjorn would probably be literally anything that he's never seen before, which is probably 95% or 99% of the room.
Yeah, I mean, you guys searched this room before, and it's a lot of books. It's some like ledgers and receipts and notes and stuff on the desk, but it's not anything particularly interesting. And the detect magic doesn't find anything either.
I'm just gonna grab a random, either bauble or anything shiny and just put it in my bag.
All right, so let's say you picked up an inkwell,
All right.
crystal inkwell
Ooh,
with ink in it that you just dumped into your bag.
absolutely.
So again, I'm gonna rinse and repeat. Any noise and try the door.
You don't hear any noise.
And
The door's
locked.
not locked.
Okay, then open.
Or the doors, as
Yeah.
maybe. So there's the beautiful horse statue. And then that door is the one that you broke.
Yeah. Can we hear anything on the other side of this one?
You hear what might be like papers rustling around. Hard to tell exactly.
I'll just signal across to Bjorn and Ayla that, like, hear something. Quietly get ready.
Bjorn, like, he looks like he had a mind explosion. He like puts a finger up to wait, and he like motions you both to come over towards him, and he like takes a couple steps back away from the door. And he's gonna whisper, he goes, "Hey, Soren, you can look like others, yes?
I can, yes.
We know what Butler looks like. What if Butler knock on door and get her to come out, and we can just surprise and keep her quiet?
True, but what if it's the butler in there? And the butler walks
Then
in?
I grab him by face when he opened door and close his mouth.
I mean, I can certainly give it a go.
It might actually be easier to go back to the other pair. Considering that they were in the kitchen, they might be the butler and the halfling woman.
Whatever you two find best. It was just first time in a while I had idea.
Well, it's a very good idea, and I will cast Disguise Self.
And what are you trying to look like?
I now look like the half-elf butler. I have no idea what he sounds like, but I look like him.
Yep.
And
Bjorn is gonna just put his two hand axes back on his belt loop, because if whoever comes out of this room or whoever like answers the door, I want to just try to immediately grapple and put my hand over their mouth.
so I'm going to knock and swing the doors open. Not swing, but open the doors.
Well, they're broken from the hinges, so they'll probably swing regardless.
But like, as a butler, what it's like,
Yeah.
knock, may I enter? What should be the fucking butler? Do we recognize this person?
You do not. It's not the butler. He is sitting at the desk and looks up at you, sort of expectantly, like, "What do you want?"
Yes, the mistress would care to see you.
Make a deception.
Oh, come on.
He believes it. So he kind of sighs, like annoyed, and says, "Upstairs, then."
And I will just nod. And I'll just start to walk here. So as soon as he gets to around here, he's kind of trapped.
So he steps out here.
And I immediately want to jump on him and put my hand over his mouth. Athletics to grapple?
Yeah.
Advantage due to being surprised. Oh, never mind.
Oh my god, this guy's so terrible.
Dude, don't feel bad. Look at me. I'm a barbarian. I'd roll a 13 at best.
Well, he rolled a 4 to not, be grappled essentially. But go ahead and roll initiative because he's not gonna just be like, oh, okay, cool.
All right.
So he does get to go first at least.
Okay.
So seeing that he's been grabbed by a very large man who he is not stronger than, and he knows this instantly, he, as his arms are sort of like clasp around him, he just leans down and like basically touches your hip because it's about all that he can reach with his arms being smashed to his sides like that. And you hear him sort of mumble a little bit, and you feel this pain shoot through your leg, and you actually he's casting inflict
Okay.
wound.
Okay.
So you take 13 points of
It's
what kind
necrotic.
of- it is necrotic, yes.
All right. So I'm not raging anyway, so I would have taken a full.
Well, you don't
All right.
have any advantage on necrotic damage anyway, even if you're raging.
No, I do. I'm bear form.
Oh,
All damage aside from psychic.
I forgot that you're a blasphemer and didn't take berserker.
Dude, when we had no healer at the beginning, I was like, yep, I want to take as little damage as possible.
All right, well, that's all that he's going to do. Just sort of struggling and trying to do what he can.
Okay.
So Soren, you are up.
I would.
It's pretty good for a cantrip, by the way. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, that's not bad at
Or no,
all.
that's I'm sorry, that's not a cantrip. That's a level 1 spell.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to burn a spell that, or I don't want to burn a certain spell so soon. I will attempt to stick a rag in his mouth and to bind his hands.
I guess do a dexterity.
Check.
Yeah. And then see if he can do a saving throw. God. Rolled a 1, so no. So Bjorn, you can take your hand off his mouth at this point.
All right. Just for Bjorn's sake, how I know it's inflict wounds. How painful is it compared to like other stuff I've been through? Like, I mean, I know it's magic, so and he's not really used to feeling magic on him. It's mostly just physical weapons. Like, is it like a different kind of pain? Is it like just feel like something he's experienced?
It's probably different. I mean, necrotic damage would be, I guess, like closest thing would be the feeling of being poisoned. Essentially, I would imagine it being more of a surging pain, as it's like sort of like almost like it would be in the bloodstream, sort of like going to different parts. So it would be a radiating pain.
All right.
So yeah, it would not be like a cut or a slash or anything like that. So
I just want to try this real quick. I wanted to see because I've been thinking about it with him since he's kind of insane. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to try to break his neck.
well, it's your turn.
Yeah, I know. If I rolled under a 10 or under, I was going to just snap and go rage and break his neck. But instead, I will, since he stuffed a rag in his mouth, I'm going to just grab around, like put my arms around where his shoulders are and just try to sink it in even more to like get him into a restraint.
Well, technically, I gagged him and bound his hands so he can't cast full stop.
Well, Bjorn is going to try to just sink the grapple in further.
Bjorn, take him into the room quickly.
Can I move while I'm grappling him?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna pretty much bear hug him, try to get him even tighter, and that'll be my turn. I'll just whisper and say, "If you want to live, stop." And that's my turn.
That is your turn.
Okay, Isla feels like these two have everything covered on that front, so she's gonna step inside the room and go down there to see if she can hear anything beyond the door, even though it's pretty thick.
Do a perception check.
No.
Nope.
And can she also try the door to see if it's unlocked on this turn?
I will put that in with a perception, and I would say that it does appear to be locked.
Okay. So she'll just tell the other it's locked, and that's the end of her turn.
He's gonna make a strength check, see if he can break out of the grapple.
Okay.
So he's grappled, bound, and gagged.
Yeah, but he's not giving up. He rolled good for him. He rolled a 15 for his strength check. Pretty good because he only has a strength of 11, but he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So Soren, it is your turn.
I will. Well, considering he is grappled, I'd like to take the rest of the rope that I used to bind his hands together to hog tie him.
Okay.
What? Just another dex check?
Yeah. All right. So now he's bound, gagged, but conscious.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere or making
All right.
a sound.
Well, just since he's bound
technically,
now.
well, I mean, just so that you know, I mean, like, just think about it. Even if you got like something in your mouth, you can still scream. You can make
Mhm.
noise that people can hear,
Fair enough.
just not loudly.
Bjorn,
Right, well,
knock him out.
I'm gonna
please.
try to fix that real quick. I'm gonna I'm gonna not drop him, but loosen my grip a little bit so he slides down, and I'm gonna just put my entire like forearm and bicep area over his mouth and jaw region, and just start squeezing in like a really really bad headlock, and just say, "This is last warning. Stop, or I will kill you."
He's
And if
not. He's still making noise, like trying to yell.
okay, then I'm gonna do. Can I roll like an athletics check to do my best to like crush his jaw? Like I pretty much want to just try to do a headlock and squeeze as much as I could, and either choke him out to put him unconscious or break his neck or something. I don't know how to do it since it technically isn't an attack.
Let's say that if you roll anything below a 10, he stays conscious. If you roll a 10 or 10 to 15, you'll choke him out, and then 15 to 20 will snap his neck.
Okay.
So he's still conscious, and he's still making noise. And
right.
let me do this real quick and see. Okay, well, that didn't work either. I was rolling to see if he could make enough noise that anybody else would hear him, and I rolled a 5, so no one's hearing him at this point. Isla, it is your turn. You
Okay.
have a wheeling man on the floor, hogtied.
I was just like, what the hell is going on over there? Like, haven't knocked him out yet. She's gonna come back and pull out her quarterstaff, cast Shillelagh on it, and attempt to knock him out. And oh, it doesn't actually do the thing. Okay. +4. So
Okay.
9 damage.
So you hit him on the head, and then now he's just screaming because you hit him in the head.
Mm-hmm.
but he's still up. It is now his turn. I don't really know that there's a whole lot that he can do at this point, but
You could always keep trying to yell.
yeah, let me try and do that again, I guess. Ooh, natural 20.
Mm.
So he rolled a 22 total. So he gets a little bit of the rag out of his mouth, and out of the corner of his mouth, essentially, he starts yelling quite loudly. So, Thorn, it is your turn.
I'm just going to take the rapier and run it through his mouth. Would this be an advantage?
I think it would.
I think since he's grappled, it is advantage, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I can't remember if you get advantage or if it's automatic crit.
No, automatic crit is paralyzed, I think.
Paralyzed. Okay. So yeah, I'll say that you can have advantage. Why not? A 6 doesn't hit him. So somehow his screaming, you get distracted and you freak out and you try and stab him, and like he just moves out of the way and you like stab the floor.
All right. Is it Bjorn's turn?
Yes.
Okay. Bjorn's angry. I am going to just put one hand on the left side of his jaw and my other hand on the back right side of his head, and I'm going to just twist his neck as hard as I could and try to kill him. With advantage. Eh.
I don't really know the rules for snapping somebody's neck.
Neither do I. That's what I mean.
I don't think there
kind of
are rules for it. It's
Well,
not
I mean,
usually done.
Well, the thing is, like, they're in the older versions of D&D, there was a coup de grace that you could do when somebody was basically about dead or like incapacitated and they couldn't defend themselves. But 5e doesn't have that, so
Hey man, rule it how you want. I'm good with it.
I mean, no matter how you look at this guy's fucked.
let's see. I mean, because the only instant death thing that they have in 5e is when you take essentially double the amount of hit points you have.
I mean, if breaking his neck is out of the question, I could just try to choke him out again and make.
I'm just like there's people that have asked this question, so I'm just like reading and see how people handled it.
And the weirdest thing is, no matter, I'm sure that there's probably about 1,000 people who have asked, like, all right, so I have someone bound hands and feet and gagged. Can I break their neck with a roll? And I'm guaranteed millions of people have asked that same question.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, until we got to the point where we actually need to stop him making noise, it went surprisingly perfectly well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm fine also just trying to keep him as quiet as possible until these two kill him. So if breaking the neck is too.
Well, I mean, I feel like it should be a thing. Is why I'm
Yeah.
looking it up. Like, it just like realistically feels like it should be a thing. I just don't know like the best way to like because I mean,
I think the best way, I mean, this is just my opinion, is if someone is in a helpless state, I think a coup de grace type thing should be acceptable. But again, is this guy technically helpless if he can still call for help? It's very weird to determine.
I mean, he technically can't defend himself in any way, shape, or form.
well, that's the way that is that he's basically considered like again. These are not 5e rules; these are older rules because 5e doesn't go into this in depth as the older ones used to. But there used to be an actual helpless condition, in which case the target is treated as having a dexterity of 0. Melee attacks against a helpless target get a +4 bonus to attacking. Range attacks get nothing because they always do it that way. Rogues would get an automatic sneak attack on it. And then it says, as a full round action, an enemy can use a melee weapon to deliver a coup de grace to a helpless foe. But the problem is that like from there it talks about fortitude saves, which is not in 5e because fortitude is not a thing in 5e. So I'll just say at this point, I mean, you beat him on a strength check, so your arms are stronger than his neck. So I'll just let you do it, and kill him. However, as you're doing that, someone kicks the door in, and having heard him scream, and so you're still going to be in combat. You're
All
just
right.
going to find somebody else.
All right. Can I drop a dead body as a free action?
He was already on the ground, so I think you're
good. All right. Yeah, then I'm good.
I will have him come in and do his action first. So busting in, seeing this I guess ally of his on the ground, with his head twisted the wrong direction, he is going to shoot at you, Soren, with a
Technically,
crossbow.
I look like the butler.
That's true. So he's going to shoot at Bjorn instead.
He's just like, I'm just the butler. Please help.
But it's 17. I think that does not hit, right?
My AC is 18.
Yeah. So he comes in, sort of shocked a little bit, shoots a crossbow and misses. So Soren, it is your turn.
Did he technically make any noise whatsoever?
I mean, he made noise by breaking the door. He kicked the doors in.
Then
So yes, you did make noise.
I didn't want to use this so soon, but I'm going to upcast sleep. Does he fall unconscious?
Hold on a second. 34 point. He does fall asleep, yes.
Then I quickly drag his ass into the room, close these doors, and Bjorn, either help me tie this one up or kill him very quickly.
As soon as he says that, I'm gonna. Can I take out my hand axe and just like run it across his throat?
Yep.
Yep. I will. Actually, I'll pull him into the room first and then do that, so there's not blood out in that hallway.
Yes, I'm just closing all the doors.
And I mean, I'll do my best to leave them like obscured behind the desk somewhere. So like if someone walked in from like down here, they wouldn't be able to see the bodies immediately.
Okay.
I'm also going to update my disguise self and burn another spell slot to look like the hooded man. And I also heard what he sounded like initially, so it should be able to deceive a little better.
Why didn't you all just kill him sooner?
I was trying to make him quiet. I thought we might ask questions. I was told not to kill immediately. I thought we were not going to just. Sorry.
Quickly go through both of their pockets, see if they have any identification or things like keys, any form of access. while I keep an eye
Yeah,
out.
Isla will start looking around.
Yeah. I'll look to Soren and say, "Hey, if you heard papers and this man is magic, perhaps he was doing something with and I'll try to help her with investigation since he told us. Ooh, 13.
I mean, well, I still technically have detect magic running. So if there was anything magical about him,
Bjorn does not know that.
Well, you've cast. I mean, you can't
Oh, yeah.
cast all those spells together, so you would have
Detect
dropped
magic
your
is
concentration.
yeah. It's this guy's self.
Yeah, and
No,
I've
detect
not,
magic is concentration. Disguise self
it's
is
not.
not concentration.
Neither is sleep. So
Amazingly.
I've still got concentration up on detect magic then.
Are you able to keep
Yeah, 'cause
that
you only
those
drop.
multiple spells at the same time?
Yeah, you only drop a concentration spell if you cast another concentration spell.
Well, either way, it's probably been about 10 minutes since you did that in the first place, and you just cast it again. But also, it's your appearance and not so you can never sound like them, regardless.
Oh yeah, I know that. It's just a case of I can attempt to sound more like him, considering I've heard what he sounds like.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like, as Ayla's like trying, I'm assuming Ayla, don't get mad at me, but you're kind of like picking through nice and prim and proper. I just start ripping pockets open and stuff.
Yeah.
Like anywhere that I have seen, like any of us, like I know Soren carries stuff on his hips and waist or something like that. Like, and I would probably have a couple things like strapped somewhere. So I just anywhere I could think of, I'm just ripping stuff off. These guys are pretty much almost naked at the time I'm done with them.
I mean, you find some weapons. You find a short sword and you find a hand crossbow on the dude that burst into the door. You do find a dagger on the hood,
Okay.
and he does to also have.
Okay. I'll grab the keys. Does he have any pouches on him, like how I've seen when Soren uses magic?
No, and he does not. I guess, for the lack of a better term, he does not appear to be a wizard. He does not
Okay.
have a spell book or anything.
Okay. Right. I will. I'll just kind of look up at Aelin, hold the keys in front of her, and say, "Perhaps these can help with the basement."
I will
Oh,
try it.
maybe Soren first. He looks like man.
Okay.
Very well. I'll take the keys and I'll use them on the basement door.
We never checked out this way before, right? We don't know what's through this door.
We assume
Nope.
that's out to the another hallway.
You did not go out that way.
Okay.
No.
All right. I just want to make sure. All right. So I want to just try to. These railings that are coming up, like how the stairs come up, is this railing like see-through, or is it solid?
I would say it's probably solid.
Okay. Then I will go back here and motion for Ayla to get in the corner too, and just kind of duck down below it.
So, do these set of keys open the basement?
They do, and you see that you have these stairs, and then that door opens, and you can see, oddly, that there's a small bit of a landing, and then there are more stairs going down, and then at the bottom of those stairs, another door.
I will signal to Ayla and Bjorn to bring the bodies and just leave them in the hallway down here.
I'll grab them each under one arm and carry them, and just if any like clothes or anything drops, I'll ask Ayla to grab it.
And I assume we descend into darkness.
So we'll say that you have left the body, that sort of second landing, and then you guys are, so it will be essentially be behind you.
And can me and Ayla just stay out of sight, like up on the second landing as well, until he opens the door and gives us another signal?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen in. Is there any sounds beyond this door?
I don't know. How perceptive are you?
I'm okay.
You don't hear anything.
Then I'll try the keys and see if I can get this one open.
Right. And it does open up.
Oh, Matt, can you give me a little bit more vision again? Unless it is dark down here.
It actually is dark down here.
Okay. All right, then I'm good.
So, what have we got here?
So essentially, the room that you're in right now does appear to be a bit of a wine cellar. You see in the center of the room there are racks of wine bottles, and then on the wall, the back wall there's some more wine bottles, and then you see that there are barrels in the back corner. But yeah, looks like a fairly nice wine cellar that you're in. It.
There's too many signs, Soren. You're supposed to be a wine owner.
Yep. Oh, we'll get in there. So I assume I see 3 doors or 3 entrances.
Everybody do a perception check, or somebody perception with advantage.
Yeah. Ayla or Soren, go ahead. I'm not doing it.
All right,
Matt,
so,
can I grab a bottle of wine?
Yep.
Just toss it in my bag.
Sure.
All right. So I now have basement wine.
Yeah, I think Bjorn was helping Ayla.
Sure, we'll go with that. So you see three doors essentially. There's one down here. There does appear to be a door up here into another room. There's a door on the other side of the room. And then with a 22, you notice that there appears to be possibly something behind this shelf here.
Okay. Isla points that out to the 2 others.
And I'll include in that 22 that you do hear you hear some more talking from the door up here.
That could be the servants who by the other door.
Perhaps. Oh, Matt, would we need to roll new stealth checks since we've been in combat now? Like if we're trying to be quiet again?
Yep.
I just thought of that actually. Yeah.
And do we want, is the hour still in for Pass Without Trace?
Probably.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, 17. Oh, we suck this time.
Also, with your original investigation of I'll say in addition to the wine bottle, we'll say you find you don't know anything about wine, so you get a bottle that's probably worth about maybe 15 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And you also find, as you're looking, this would be a thing that would catch Bjorn's eye. You find an aged cognac bottle down here.
All
that
right.
is shaped like a we'll say full-figured nude woman. It looks really nice. It's very well made. It's actually a much better sculpt than the horse that you saw.
So I have basement wine and an aged nudie lady cognac.
Correct.
Right.
Actually, write that down exactly
I
like
did.
that.
I did.
And then just for the heck of it, you find I'll give you one more bottle of wine that you find. that I'll say that you show it to Isla or Soren because you can't read, right?
No, not at all.
So it strikes your there are actually 3 daggers that are pointing down, and they have like this like it looks like they're stabbing grapes. And you show it to Soren and Isla, and it's called Assassin's Wine.
Okay.
And for the heck of it, Soren, go ahead and do intelligence or history, I guess, whichever you would be better at.
Both +4, so it makes no difference.
All right, because this is relatively well known. It is Assassin's Wine, and it is made from the assassin vine. That's why it gets the name. They just do the daggers and stuff because
I thought it was going to be like purely poisoned or
no,
something.
it's despite the name, it's not poisonous. However, it is worth quite a bit of money. So you're not entirely sure, but it's valuable. So
All right. So basement wine, aged nudie lady cognac, and stabby wine.
yes.
All right. Sounds like a good haul. So yeah, once we start sneaking again, I'll look to them and say, "Hey, do we want to go towards voices or where Ayla saw a secret place?"
Maybe
I
towards
think
the
secret.
Yes, I
Wait, while we're
agree.
doing this, give me 1 second here.
I'll look at Soren and say, "If you have a look at the wine rack, if it is not something with trick that makes it move, I can move it for us."
I can certainly look at the wine rack to see if there is a mechanism. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm going to investigate the wine rack for traps,
I think it's
triggers,
this one.
switches. Okay, no.
Okay. If roll 20 wasn't so terrible. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative again because the 17 stealth was not good enough.
All right.
Rolling that 20 on my perception.
Oh, I did too.
All right.
Real quick, with offhand weapons, you don't get the bonus to damage, right? Like your strength to your damage.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you only get that if you take the dual wielder feat.
Yeah, all right. So a hand axe is 1d8 or d6? D6. Yeah.
All right. So you're first, Bjorn. You hear the door open and you hear footsteps coming.
All right. So the footsteps are coming from like behind this hidden one, right?
Nope, they're coming from right over here.
Oh.
The room where everybody was talking.
All right. I will go ahead and go.
And I will say, yeah, I was gonna say you can't, even though because of the way this is set up. Like,
Yeah,
I'll say that
I
you
wasn't. Yeah. Okay. I can't
Yeah,
see, right?
Well, what I'm saying is that you can't cross over the
Okay.
center the wine racks in the center. You'd have to like walk around because they're too tall.
2,
So
3. 4, 5, 6. I'll wait right here, and can I ready one of my hand axes to throw at whoever I see come
Yep.
around the corner? Is that? Do I want to do that? Do I want to? Yeah, you know what? That's what the last guys that we tried to subdue attacked me and hurt my leg, so I want to throw an axe at first person I see,
Okay.
and that'll be it.
Isla, it's your turn.
Okay, Isla will move to the other side of Sorn, and put away her staff, and instead pull out a arrow and just point it at his neck.
At whose neck?
At your neck, Sorn, because I'm assuming you still have that robe figure appearance, right?
I do.
So yeah, she will cause a distraction, hopefully.
Matt, is there any can I roll something to see if I notice that, or if I'm just gonna toss this axe, or am I already set into it?
I guess you could do a perception check.
All right. They're getting axed.
All right, Soren, you're up.
Sorry, guys.
With the arrow next to my neck, can I move myself and Ayla, let's say, 10 feet to the left so they can see there's a hostage situation?
All right, say that again.
So obviously Ayla is using like an arrow against the neck as a potential hostage situation.
Right.
Could I, whilst keeping the arrow at my neck, move myself and Ayla, say, 10 feet?
No, you can't move her because she's already moved.
Well, I'm going to... Shit.
Constitution save.
I'm going to hold a spell. I'm going to hold
Okay.
the sleep spell for when I get visual on both of them.
All right. So I'll say you could probably see him at this point.
All right.
So. All right, so that does hit him. So you throw an axe at a guy who was just expecting a noise, doesn't know anything about you guys.
I know. I feel bad.
So he comes around the corner, gets hit in the side with an axe. He notices someone that he knows with an arrow at his throat. So you will see as he sort of recoils, like the axe hits him, and all of a sudden he's sort of surrounded by this silvery kind of mist, and then he appears behind Isla and reaches out and grabs a hold of you. And you see his this lightning start to appear from his hand, and he reaches out and grabs you. And I know this hits you, so you take 11 points of lightning damage as he
Ouch.
shocking grasps you.
Oh no, Isla looks pretty bad.
And just so the way he basically he casts Misty Step, and then as a bonus action, and then shocking grasp.
Yep.
Okay.
So, having heard that commotion, now the scream getting hit with an axe, and then lightning sparking, this other person comes up.
I can see them both now, can't I?
Yeah, so I'll say that you would have had to have attacked this dude when you because you don't get to hold it. Like as soon as you see somebody, you attack him. So I'll let you attack him after he hits her with Shocking Grasp. So whatever spell you were holding.
Oh.
However, since he that's funny because he took damage.
Tell me he had 28 HP.
He did actually have 20 HP. Yeah. So he is now asleep. So he is able to pull that off. You cast sleep, but there's not enough left over to move to the other person. There's not a good sleep icon in there.
No, not really.
No, there should be one. Like there should be some Z's or something, you know?
Or at least like someone laying down.
Yeah, there's a guy that like.
I mean, this one isn't bad. It looks like his eyes are closed.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
the
use
second one.
Yeah, we'll use that one. I like the one with the guy on his back with the arrows stuck
Yeah.
in his back.
Yeah.
All
Does
right.
that mean he's dead or?
Okay, so let's see. What can this person over here do?
I'm sure she's a level 1 peasant. She's just going to run for her life.
Let's see.
I mean, as far as she knows, it's still a hostage situation.
I don't think so. Once you
Well-
cast an offensive spell, doesn't your detect or your disguise self change?
I don't know. What does it say?
Oh no!
You know, it just
Until
stays.
yeah. All right.
They
Never
have to
mind.
make an investigation check to see if it's real.
But having seen her friend be attacked and then him attacking Isla, I'm pretty sure she doesn't think like, oh well, yeah, no big deal. Okay, let's see if this works.
Oh, please no.
This would be great if it does. It's not rolling, so let me fix. It doesn't work. All right, so Soren, you feel a spell being cast on you, but you just kind of it makes your vision go dark for a second, but you just shrug it off. Bjorn, it is your turn.
All right. Can I grab out one of the javelins from my back in my offhand? Like I don't know if that requires a bonus action or whatever.
I think getting something out is considered an action.
I'd
All
say
right,
just use your hand axe you've already got in your hand.
Did the hand axe like stick into that guy, or did it fall somewhere on the floor over here?
I thought you had two.
I did, but I threw one at this guy.
I would say the amount of damage you took, it probably.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, then I will. So I can't take a bonus action to rage if I can't take a bonus action to attack if I don't attack. So I will just go. Yeah, I will go ahead. Bonus action rage and one hand axe at this girl. And I will do it recklessly. So bonus action to rage, and then this is going to be at advantage.
All right. So yep, that definitely hits.
All right, and that will be my turn.
Twilight, is your turn. You have a sleeping man next to you with an axe stuck in his shoulder.
Okay, she will ignore Sleeping Man for now and cast Ray of Frost at the woman. Nope, that was terrible.
That's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Had you even hit, it really wouldn't have mattered. So it just kind of goes screaming off the ceiling. The ceilings are relatively low down here, but you see a frozen patch sort of appear over her head.
She'll just sigh and cast Healing Word on herself.
Nice.
Very nice.
Close to full.
All right, Soren, it is your turn.
I will move up to here. And I am going to take a handful of just random like dust and sand out of a pouch and blow it out of my hand and cast a poison spray.
Constitution. I really need to like get some combat music because this nice peaceful Skyrim music going on during combat is just not doing it for me.
This is Bjorn's rage music.
Rolled a natural 1.
Yep. 8 poison damage.
Me. What did I with? I forgot that I was using those critical hit things because there were a couple crits here that I didn't do anything with. So, the auto kills that like Isla had before.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I don't think. I mean, I know that there's stuff that you can use for auto fails, but unless it's like something really dramatic, I'm probably not gonna do that. Like do anything crazy with like a natural 1, just because that just feels a bit too punishing. So yeah, 8 points of poison damage. All right, so she is not looking particularly happy at the moment. It is Sleepy Boy's turn. What do they get to do anything on that?
Nope, they're just asleep for 1 minute. Unless they take damage or someone spends an action to wake them.
So 10 rounds, huh?
Yep, that's why I was hesitant to start casting it earlier because it's quite helpful.
All right. So seeing is that she's not looking. Bjorn, make a wisdom saving throw.
Not terrible.
Man, it was unfortunately it was a low DC for her. So she go ahead and make an attack of opportunity as well. I'm gonna try and back away.
All right. I still get this raging, and since it's not my new turn, it still is reckless as well, right?
I don't think you get advantage on a reaction.
All right. I didn't know because I didn't know if reckless lasted your entire turn. It says doing so gives you advantage on melee weapon attacks using strength rolls this turn. So I mean, it's up to you. It's not technically still my turn, but I don't know how it works.
I don't. Yeah, I would say that you wouldn't.
Okay. All right. So there's no advantage on this one then. Would not matter anyway. I deserve it.
Okay. So you guys see her run back into that room.
Okay.
And Bjorn, it is your.
All right. Can I just, since it's not taking it out, it's taking it off a shelf, can I pick something up with a free action? I will pick up one of these bottles of wine. And is this door? I'm assuming it's open.
No, the door's now closed.
Okay, I'm gonna just try to shoulder through it, like push my way through, like and just keep shade. Or actually, no, it's probably not locked. So I'll go to open it real quick and just try to get through it.
Yeah, it's
It's locked.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will try to kick it down.
all right. The strength check.
I'm still raging since I attacked last turn, right?
Yep.
25.
What door?
Yeah.
All right. Oh shit! This is not the room we thought it was. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming that was my action.
Yep.
So is that technically an attack to open that door since I kicked it?
It's not.
Okay. So I can't do a bonus action to attack.
No.
All right. So I'll just come in and I'll just say, "Be quiet, or you will both die."
All right, Isla, it is your turn.
Okay, Isla will 25, 30. Can't get quite across. Yeah, she'll come. She will, what do you call it? Dash and come over to this side. And that's her turn. Actually, she'll pull out her shield as well so that she's got more AC.
All right, Soren, it is your turn.
Son will move up. Did you say two? Because I can only see one person.
Well,
There's
the other
only one
guy's down there sleeping.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like two in this room. And that changes what I would have done. Never mind. I'll take 10 feet to go back then. I will dash to get over to the body. What should I say? At this stage, the sleeping person. And that's going to be my turn.
Whose turn is now the person who's standing in between you two, and you see her just put her hand in her pocket real quick, and then she disappears.
Okay.
And Bjorn, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if she cast invisibility or if she actually left. So I'm going to just swing once with the hand axe right where she was, and then once with the wine bottle over this way. Just hoping and praying. And
Okay.
since I didn't get hit, I'm no longer raging, right? Or does kicking a door down count? No, you said it wasn't an attack, so no.
Yep.
All right, so hand axe. I mean, would be a 20 if she was still there, or
No, you don't.
okay. Then I'm still just going to try the other part with the wine glass. It would be a 7 on the other part, and I'll just look at Ayla and say, this is not good.
Yes, it's not good. Let's hurry.
And I will just start running back over this way. 6, and that is my turn.
Okay, Isla, it is your turn.
Yeah, she will.
And as I get towards the end, I'll just like whisper because I don't know how sleep works, and I'll just whisper it to Soren. I'll say, she poof, gone. She's gone.
Yeah, she's just gonna dash and also head down. We need to hurry.
Soren, what would you like to do to the sleeping man?
I'm just going to... I'll just kill him with the rapier and... Bjorn, move this cabinet out. There's a secret door here.
Yes, I need my axe back too, and I'll go rip my axe out of his shoulder after he's dead, and then I will move the cupboard, and I'll tell Soren. I'll say, "Hey, it was small room back there, but I do not know if anything important was inside."
Well, she's probably warning people, so no time.
Yes, yes. And do I need to do a strength check to move this? Or should I say athletics to move the cupboard?
No, it's more just it's hidden. It's not like barricaded or anything.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I will move it out of the way, and I'm keeping both hand axes in my hand.
I'm going to clear this, and then everybody go ahead and do another initiative roll.
All right. And would I be in front since I just opened it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, another initiative.
Oh, that's a two-headed dog.
Oh, it's like Harry Potter minus one head.
One more, and
I'm
it's guarding
like
the gates of
Hagrid.
hell.
This is better combat music. This is actually combat music from The Witcher. Just so happens to.
I meant to ask you. I know you're a big fan of it. What do you think of the series on Netflix? What do you think of it?
I have absolutely no desire to watch that.
No. See, I think because I've never been that big into the games. It looks pretty good to me. But I can imagine if I read the books and watched the games or played the games like that. I don't. From everyone that's said anything that it knows about it, they say no.
Well, the issue is that the issue is that the show, first of all, is based on the books, not the games.
Okay.
The games took quite a bit of liberty with the books, and I've read the books as well. I do actually like the games a little bit better, but for me, one of the things that bothers me the most is that they made a lot of changes that I felt were unnecessary.
I heard the same thing, like with casting and stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me, because again, I'm not somebody like the biggest one for me is my favorite character in the Witcher series is Triss Marigold, and Triss Marigold
Is that the redheaded lady?
Yeah,
I heard about her.
Yeah, so she's a pale red-headed woman with blue eyes. In the game, she has green eyes, but she's known for her appearance, and in fact, because The Witcher's tech is Polish, like that's where the writer's from. Like, this fictional character appeared in the Polish version of Playboy. Like, that's how well known her like appearance is, and they cast her as a black woman, which it's just unnecessary to me. It's like, I get like the whole idea behind like diversity and all that fun stuff. Like, I don't have any problems with that. It's just like, when you take somebody who is well known for how they look and then make a change just for the sake of it, that's just like, I don't get it. Like,
I caught a lot of shit back in the day because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and when like the Cursed Child plays came out, I was like, if Hermione was black, that's fine. Let her be black in the books. Like, just go stick with the lore, with the story. That's the only thing that bothers me, is when they go off just to fill some quota.
Well, and I think the thing that bothers me even more about that is that the other character in that is a love interest of Geralt and is known, she's actually is a humpback. Like, she's actually she's actually hideous, right? But she uses magic to make herself look beautiful. But because she uses magic to make herself look a certain way, they could have cast her to look like anybody.
Yeah.
Because like, that's like, she's using magic. So it's like, but they didn't change her casting. So it's like, well, you had a perfect opportunity to do not give a role to a white person like everybody always does. So I get that, and it would have even fit within the lore. But then they chose to take the character who's not like using magic to alter their appearance.
Yeah,
it's like,
I heard a lot of I heard a lot of the same shit, but I don't know why. I mean, like I said, maybe it's because I don't know much about the series that it still does interest me a lot.
Yeah, I think that if you don't know anything about it, it looks like it could be pretty good. Although I don't really think that Henry Cavill's a very good actor.
No,
either,
I'm not a big fan of his.
So
Right.
Superman playing Geralt, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry for the sidetrack. I just what the Witcher thing reminded me.
I will talk about The Witcher all day long. Trust me. All right. So this creature's going first, and as it sees that door open, it's going to charge in and attack you, Bjorn. It
Okay.
is going to. It has 2 heads. It shall attack you twice.
Okay. And I'm not raging yet, so these will be full damage if they hit.
Natural 1 on the first
Okay.
roll. And the second one is a 19. And
That does hit.
addition, you take 4 points of piercing damage because wow, 4 points of piercing damage. But you also need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'm not bad at these usually. Not great that time.
All right. So in addition, let's see, what is it? This is for lack of a better term, you're now diseased.
Okay.
But it's not a combat type of thing. So essentially you will need to make another Constitution saving throw every 24 hours. So it's not a fast acting type of thing that's going to kill you. Like,
oh shit! I got
right now.
hepatitis. All right. Okay.
But let's see. I feel like this is okay. So you failed the saving throw. So let me just here. Oh
That doesn't sound good.
no. Your maximum hit points is reduced by 8.
My max. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you don't take 8 points of damage. You take 4 points of damage, but your overall maximum is dropped by 8.
So I'm gonna just mark somewhere that I am at 42 HP. I'm at 42 when healthy, but I'm going down to 34 for now. So I still stay at the health I'm at, just out of 34.
Yeah. So it's a yeah. So you don't take you don't take that damage. You just take that. So it is your turn.
All right. Oh, fuck you, doggy. And I am going to go into my last rage. And I am going to shit, I'm angry. I'm gonna go recklessly. Hand axe main hand and then hand axe offhand. So a 15.
That hits.
All right, and then offhand. Ooh, a crit.
Same amount of damage on a crit.
Yeah, I did that damage right though, right? Yeah, so no pluses to it. Okay.
But let's see let's see if you get anything extra.
It is. I don't know if it matters. I think you said the last time it did. It's slashing damage.
Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and roll a. Go do a roll D100.
80.
All right. So this is a slow recovery. So basically, it's going to take an extra 7 points of damage. So we're tripling it essentially. So it'll take 21 points of damage. And also, let me do well. Actually, let me see if I fail the saving throw is what it'll do. So it's a Constitution saving throw, which I failed miserably. So on a failed Constitution saving throw, the target, this dog, can make 3 fewer attacks on its next turn. So it can't attack at all next turn.
-1 attack. No, you're taking the last attack away. I never got bit.
So, Isla, it's your turn, though I don't know if you can get in a good position to do anything.
Yeah, it'll be difficult for her. Can she like make
I mean, depending on
a?
what spells you have, you might be able to do something. I don't think you could hit it with like an arrow or anything.
Oh, maybe
Bjorn's
she can do chill touch. Since that's just the random skeletal hand that appears.
120 feet. Yeah, I believe you can because from the rules, Jeremy Crawford, the guy who wrote the rules for 5e, says that unless it specifically says that you have to see the creature, you're able to cast it without technically seeing them. And that does not say that you have to see the target, right?
Yeah, I see that. I technically see a bit of the target right there. I just imagine it more like the skeletal hand appearing beside the dog rather than something like Ray of Frost that I would have to like angle and shoot at him.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I don't, but it doesn't even say that you have to see it. So I believe that you could just, if you had like a vague idea of where it was, you could just cast the spell without having to, because there's some spells that say at any target that you can see, you can do this, but a 15 still hits. So it takes 7 points of damage.
What is up with us in 7 right now?
Yeah, he's taking multiples of 7 now. So dog is not looking great. Soren, it is your turn. Same sort of scenario. Bjorn's in the way, so
I will stop, drop, and use poison spray.
It's gonna look like I fucking fart on the thing.
save the Constitution saving throw.
No damage.
Okay. All right. It is the dog's turn, and it can't do anything. Slow to recover. So Bjorn, it is your turn.
All right. Another round. Hand axe attack. I'm going reckless again. That first probably misses.
Yep.
Second probably hits.
It does indeed.
For 4 damage. I could get out of there. Bjorn wouldn't get out of the way. I'm staying there. Can I try like? Nah, never mind. I that would take an action to try to swap sides. So yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Isla, it is your turn.
Isla will do another one of her chill touches.
7 points of damage. And oddly, after all of those things, including that 4, it had 7 hit points left. So that is a kill.
Yay!
Doggy is down as well.
And does Bjorn look any different to Isla, or is this something that's gonna develop later?
Yeah, I don't think that he would look any different, no.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right. Well, once this thing's dead, I'm going to move out of their way and let one of them go. Say, it's very dark in there. I cannot see.
Don't worry, I'll investigate.
Another door.
Seems so. Do these keys also work on this door?
They do not.
Is it open?
It is not.
Then shit, I will attempt to use my makeshift
Has the
lockpicks.
hour came up yet? For her,
Stealth, I would think so, probably, yeah.
Okay, then she's gonna cast guidance on you. Just in case.
I'll roll it just for shits and giggles, just to make sure.
Make sure it's over that 20.
23. Yeah, so don't mean to alarm you. I've got 1 spell slot left.
I have no rage left, so I'm not a really good tank anymore.
Isla's actually doing pretty good. She's got 3 level 1s and a level 2 still. And a single wild shape she can use to escape if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this looks fun.
Still not the person we're looking for yet.
So everybody go ahead and do an investigation check, or somebody do an investigation.
I'll let Sorn do it.
Yeah, Soren can do it.
So does guidance automatically disappear after that one roll?
Yeah, I would have to recast it on you.
So unfortunately I've not played cleric either, so... Or technically cleric or druid.
All right. So, get ready to write some stuff down. There's all kinds of great stuff in this room. First and foremost, even though there's nothing specifically on the tables that you can see in the drawing of the map here, you can see what appear to be like remnants of there's some bone and some flesh sort of still sitting on these tables here. You find all kinds of what appear to be potions. You find down in the bottom, so down here, you find jars of herbs, and basically you would recognize them as they're essentially illicit drugs. So these are this is equivalent of cocaine. This is just this is D&D drugs. So hallucinogenic drugs in particular. So there's mushrooms and herbs that you could find. You would think that this may have something to do with all of the smuggling that that Ophelia had mentioned, because this is the kind of thing that you would tend to smuggle. You find, let's see. A whole list here. So you find a Isla, you find this particularly interesting. You find a sort of viscous green black oil that is in a ceramic pot that appears to be bubbling a little bit. Also, Thorn, did you want to roll detect or cast detect magic? I know that you're running low, so I just didn't know if you wanted to do that or not.
If I had enough time for a short rest, I could get another spell slot back. But yeah, sure. I'll spend the last slot on detect magic at level 2 detect magic.
Can't you ritual cast that one? Although I guess I don't want to wait around.
10 minutes.
Right.
Yay!
Well, with how many people have been using magic down here, it's kind of safe to say we're expecting something.
All right. So whatever it was that Isla found, this pot of bubbling oil. It's small, so that's not that thing's not the big green thing is but that does appear to have some liquid in there, but it's not that what she found. That what she found appears interesting, but not magical. You do find a magical item, which is a black stone file that has a little tightly fitted stopper on there. So you can't really see what's in it. It's just very odd to see sort of because it's in the same sort of little file that the potions that you've seen, the potion of healing, sort of that slender thing, but this one's made out of black stone. You can't really tell what's in it unless you want to open up the thing, which you can do.
Probably leave that until we leave.
But that does appear to be magical, so a black file, if you want to write that down. So you have a black bubbling oil, you have a black stone file, or vial, whichever you prefer to call it. Same difference. Let's see, what else do you find?
An antidote for my bite.
So yeah, I'll technically be able to sense anything magical. Even slightly into surrounding rooms.
You also find another small vial potion that appears to be a sort of a sparkling blue color.
Okay, I've got that on the list.
There's a lot of stuff on here, so let me go through and make sure I'm getting for you here. You do find in this big green thing over here, and then in addition to this side over here, you do find a fair number of strange sort of magical liquids that you're not entirely familiar with. They're not in like potion vials or anything. They look pretty nasty, but you're not really sure what they are exactly.
Should I say, would there be some empty vials or empty bottles in this room as well?
Yes, there would be lots of those.
Yeah, then that's not going to be an issue then.
Well, are you taking some of that stuff?
Yeah, we can stop some of each. Obviously, when we leave here, I can hide, cast identify, and figure out what the hell both of them are, or at least what type of liquids they are. Not like say giant strength.
You find another jar of what appears to be like sealing wax that you would put like on a letter to seal it. That appears to be magical as well. And let's other thing of interest that you find in this particular room, there appears to be a very large jar of honey. Not magical, just appears to be a nice big jar.
Sorry, a jar of what?
Honey from bees.
That is the weirdest list of shit I've just wrote down.
This is a weird room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, between 3 people and the backpacks we have, I'm sure we can accommodate potions, drugs, oil, black vial, blue vial.
I mean, like none of the stuff is like particularly large. Like the probably the jar of honey is the largest thing that that's there.
Well, we can get a big Winnie the Pooh to carry it.
There you go. He's a bear after all, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We may not want to take all the drugs in case law enforcement comes down and searches this place.
Well, we can leave the drugs, but like I said, there's plenty of stuff here, and we still need to find Ophelia.
Yes, we should probably hurry. Woman disappeared.
Actually, that gives me an idea. I'm going to take out another... Sorry. I'm going to take out another sheet of paper. Just write hello again. And Ophelia Masters.
All right. So as you do that, you see it. slide under this door.
Bjorn goes and tries to open it.
It is definitely locked.
All right. Try your keys. If not, I can kick.
Keys?
Do nothing.
Don't you have keys from before?
Yeah, I just they don't quite fit. I'll try my tools. 13?
No.
It's guidance.
Oh yeah, she did do the guidance.
Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, sorry, my cat's currently on my desk.
17.
Opens. And so you can see that because I couldn't really, I didn't want to make it like block it. So technically that there is a cage there, like a jail cell. So like you could technically walk through it because I didn't want to block it off. So because I wanted you to be able to see through it.
Okay.
Good. But that door that you just walked through is not capable of walking.
Can I, if as I peek in, that is her, right? It looks like the same woman.
Yes, and she is chained to the wall and unconscious.
Okay.
And you can see
Unlock.
the letter. You can see the letter laying at her feet.
I will keep attempting. Well, I'm guessing the keys are useless at this stage. So it's going to be thief tools for doors, handcuffs, and everything at this now.
She will guidance on you because this is important.
Nope.
I mean, I will say these guidances are 4s every single time.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Can I try to like? I'll take out a javelin. Can I like try to stick it somewhere and see if I can pry it open a bit, or just like stick it at the lock and see if I can just break through the lock?
The lock's is in the door itself.
Oh, so okay.
It's not like a lock that you would.
All right, then I'll just aim for one of the hinges and see if I could maybe get it to be like just get the hinge to maybe pop a little bit, just to even loosen it.
All right, do a strength check, I guess.
Strength? Yeah.
You start to feel the javelin starting to bend a little bit. And you think that if you push any further, it'll probably snap it.
All right. I look at all right. I look and say, hey, well, this does not seem to work. These are bars right here, right? Can I try to bend them?
Yep.
I'm gonna try everything.
Can I
strength
assist
again?
him?
What's your strength?
Never mind. It's an 8, but I could still attempt to help him.
Isla could help maybe. Her strength is 12.
Yeah, probably let the stronger people do it. Soren's a little weakling.
I think with those two things, though, I would say. So you rolled a 23.
Yeah, and if I don't have advantage, yeah, it's still a 23.
Because I don't think that she would necessarily give you advantage. I would say that she could also roll a strength check separately.
We'll see what happens.
It's not my fault I've got noodle arms.
Yeah, I'd say that between the two of you, you can probably, bend the bars, but none of you are thin enough to get between them.
Son is 6 foot and 150. He's pretty thin.
All right, do a dexterity check then to see if you can, or acrobatics, I guess. Yeah, screw the dexterity. Do acrobatics. See if you can. Really?
Nice.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. What are the actual odds of that happening? Like that's got to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you try, but you can get part of your body in there, but you can't get your head through.
All right. So, or Bjorn's gonna be like, yeah, Ayla, move, please. We need to hurry. And I'm gonna just go here in front of the door, and I am going to push my shoulders into, or like take a couple steps back and run and try to bash my way through it.
All right.
Probably gonna break my neck or something, but I'm going for it.
I'll say you put a big dent in it. You bend the bars, the hinges around there, but it doesn't come down.
Okay.
What if Isla casts Ray of Frost to like freeze it? Is that a thing that can happen? And then he can try again.
Certainly try.
Go for it.
Ray of Frost. Why does the crit happen now?
Sure. Do another strength check with advantage because now the metal's a little bit, possibly a little more brittle.
All right, and strength check with advantage.
All right.
23.
Yeah, we'll say that loudly crashes down.
All right. And I will just go grab the chains that are attached to her and then attached to the wall and break them out, or try to rip them out of the wall.
Do another strength check.
Let's go. I knew it was going to get bad at one point. Bjorn's kind of just moves back, rubbing his shoulder, and goes, "Sword, perhaps you could use the lockpick."
And she will cast guidance again.
$14?
Yeah, that's enough. These are not like this place isn't really, although that the door and the bars were built pretty well. I mean, this isn't a jail. Like, this is under somebody's house, so it's not like, that much of a stronghold.
She's free?
Yes.
Okay, I look at them and I say, "I will carry her to go find fastest way out, quick."
Probably through the windows of the office if it's still unoccupied.
Make sure that it is somewhere without dogs.
Oh yes.
And I will pick her up and I will start moving as fast as I can. And once I get back into this room right here and they're out of here, I'm very angry at this place. So I'm going to just put my foot up against this wine stuff and kick it down so they all break.
Well, I see Stealth's just gone out the window.
I mean, I just broke through a metal door. I think when he said it was loud as hell, that kind of already happened.
Right.
So yeah, I am kicking that over, and we are trying to escape ASAP.
I thought those guys were alive. Is there a window in this room?
There's a door here, I see.
Yeah, there's a door. There's no window in this room. It's an interior room, so.
If that is door to outside, we can throw bodies to dogs.
Let's go the way we came in. We know it's not locked.
Yes. And I don't know how heavy this girl is, but I'm just trying. Like, if I'm moving at half speed, I'll just dash.
Do we want to be stealthy still?
I do not think that will be helpful.
Well, at least we won't bring attention to our current position.
It can't harm.
Okay, she will quickly cast Pata again, and then
21.
Good thing I cast it.
Yeah.
He did say it can't harm.
Apparently I'm wrong.
And I probably left all the other ones open since I'm the last one out, but this last one right here, I'm gonna close just in case. And then I'm gonna keep running and following them. And is there do we have to go all the way back over there, or is there a wall over here too that I could just boost everyone over?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I'll do that instead of going. Okay, so instead of going back towards the dogs, I'll boost Ayla up and let her take a look to see if there's any guards or passersby going. And then if not, I'll just help everyone get over.
I mean, at this point, it's getting pretty late, so there are not too many people that you see.
Okay. I'll look to Ayla and I'll say, stay on top of wall for 1 second. I hand you Ophelia.
Okay.
And I'll hand her to her. I'll help Soren get over, and then I'll climb over myself and help everyone get down as well.
Okay. All right, so you have made it out of the mansion again.
Well, that was exhilarating, wasn't it?
Can anybody wake her up to see if there's a safe place to go?
We can go back
Isla
to
will cast Cure Wounds on her.
All right, so she does wake up.
We need to hide. Do you know anywhere safe?
She's kind of groggy at this point and asks where you guys are.
Just outside the mansion. Let's go. Just tell us where is safe.
You said she seems a bit groggy.
Yep.
I'm just going to take out the. I'm going to take out a bit of the old keg that I have and just like drip it over her face. I don't have any water, so I'm just going to try it with a bit of ale, like to splash her awake.
She just seems more annoyed than awake, but she does direct you to a small, basically lead you back towards the market, and then back into a few back alleys, and then into a small sort of like. I mean, it's when you eventually get in, it's basically just like a small little one room. I mean, I guess you could call it an apartment. It's kind of hard to describe exactly what it is. It's basically just I mean, for her purposes, it's pretty much just a small little hideout. And when you get in there, you can see that there is a small single bed, and then there's a table and chair, and then there are a few shelves, but there isn't anything on them. So you can see that it's not a place that it doesn't appear that anybody lives here, but it seems like it was a good place to hide. So
As soon as we get in and stuff, Bjorn kind of like puts his back up against the door that we go in and he goes, I fucking thought everything magic was illegal. Everyone knows it.
and she sort of chuckles, and you'll find a lot of nobility think that the rules don't apply to them.
It was, they had dog with two heads that bit my leg, and now look, and I show him like the oozing and shit. And I say, then another person touched my other leg and it hurt. This is much different than I am used to.
Bjorn, the truth of the matter is, magic is only illegal when it suits people.
I do not understand. Oh, in tribe, laws apply to all.
Unfortunately, the civilized world is not a tribe. Laws apply to different people.
Well, I sit down for a bit. My leg feels feels hot, and he just goes in the corner and sits down.
Isla kind of rolls her eyes and moves up to him and is like, do you need healing?
I do not feel too hurt. It just something with dog bite. It was something in his spit or something. I'll show her, and it like you can see it's infected.
She will tilt her head to the side and cast. Yeah, let's do it. She'll cast. Oh, we can do it as a ritual. Yeah, she'll do that. Detect poison and disease.
You detect poison and or disease.
It says you also identify the kind of disease in each case.
It's a bad type.
Yeah, it's not a type that you really want to have. It doesn't specifically have a name that
I got the fucking HIV.
Aware of, but you know that it is a degenerative disease, and that it will slowly continue to take hold.
Well, I can't do
It's
much right
slow
now.
acting.
Can't do much for your disease right now, but it's slow acting, which is good. I will heal you tomorrow after I rest it up. Is that all right?
Yes, yes.
Good. Then that's all I can do for now. And she just taps his leg and then gets up.
Bjorn's gonna just take out just the regular basement wine that he found and start drinking out of the bottle. Just kind of sit there quietly.
So, Ophelia, how did you end up in the basement?
Axo's men found me.
Well, good news for you. We found proof, at least in the noblewoman's case. We haven't found anything for Axel himself.
Although we do have a vial of poison with a A on the label. Do you recognise the handwriting?
You guys don't have it with.
Shit.
It's at the end.
Well, they don't know your face as much because you were disguised as various people if you want to go back to the inn and get it.
Yep. I'm heading off to the inn to get the stuff we left.
And you can see that she is a bit has a kind of a concerned look on her face, and she asked, "Did you find anybody else in the cells?"
No, you were the only one in the cell that we found, but we didn't stick around to check the others, I admit.
We only found your cell. There were people who knew magic, and one of them was able to disappear. We figured they were going to get help. We wanted to get you out of safe as quickly as possible.
And you can see that she looks a little, I don't want to say sad, but a little kind of like sheepish, like she doesn't want to say, but eventually she just kind of as it turns out, that halfling man that you were looking for was also in the cells.
Oh,
He is prisoner.
Yeah, from what I could gather from the guards, overhearing anyway.
We are going to
was-
have to break into a house again.
can we just burn the house at this point?
I second that.
You may want to, in all likelihood, here are the some good news, at least. One, he's likely not going anywhere. Two, worst case scenario, they'll end up killing him anyway. So, I mean, seems.
But what if, when you bring evidence of them smuggling, what if they find man and let him free?
I mean, that's certainly a possibility. I would suggest, if you do decide that you want to go back, that maybe you get some more help.
I'm gonna look at Ayla and say, "You can turn into a little cat and go in and sell and kill him."
I believe they would see a cat walking around on their establishment. And the cat's not too strong.
Maybe a mouse then to sneak
But we
in.
could always call for help. There is. It would take a while for her to get here, but we could get. What was her name? Lena.
And she also kind of interrupts a little bit and says, just as another point, to make. As it turns out, Axo has been working with our friend. What was her name? Lady Fenrir. And he is the one that captured me, and he appears to be taking up residence in the mansion as well. Though he tried to keep it a bit under wraps, I do believe that he is having a bit of an affair with the lady.
Hopefully he's one of the people that we killed then.
Does he know magic?
Probably. But
Perhaps.
unless you also ran into a very large half ogre, you probably didn't run into Axo. His friend, and she kind of spits at the idea of saying friend. Dolph is always with him.
Then unfortunately, none of the magic users that we killed were the one that we're looking for, unfortunately. Definitely want to burn that place down now.
It may be fun to fight half ogre.
Maybe after you're better.
So we'll say that there's been enough time that's passed for Soren to have gone and gotten. You're not super far because I mean, again, you're off of these alleyways. So it probably round trip maybe take you about an hour to go there and get back. And we'll say that you guys have been resting and talking for an hour or so.
So short rest?
Yes, if you want it.
Oh yeah.
Does that include me?
No, because you're not resting.
Well, at least I got 10. All right, so I am back to full. Well, back to my degraded full.
Yes.
Yay!
I'll knock on the door.
I move out of the way. Well, actually, I put my ear up to it and I go, "Who is there?"
Oh no, it's the guards, Bjorn. Don't let me in.
I kind of look a bit confused and I just say, "I think Soren is trying to play joke," and I move my back off the door.
Thank you.
Guess what, Soren? The one that we're looking for is in that mansion.
Yes, and so is a big half ogre with other bad person who does the smuggling.
Axo.
Well, if we're going in again, I need at least another 1-2 days. And I think they'll definitely know we are coming. So
Yes, we need help this time.
also quiet's not going to be much of an option.
What if we lure them out to us? They like the smuggling. We have these powders and herbs that they had in basement. Perhaps we say we are looking to sell.
Well, I should try to figure out what they are first before we try that.
Ask this one. She probably knows it is the people that she was suspicious of.
Ophelia does mention that tomorrow is the banquet for the leadership, I guess you'd call it, of Baranor and the leader of Farendale, where this poison that you guys found was supposed to kill the leader of Farendale. So that's like you have the poison, but she's concerned that they may still try to do something. So,
well, give me 4 hours then for me to enter a trance, and we can certainly just go straight back in and deal with it.
I would
Or just
rather
give
sleep.
yeah, and it's not that you don't need to go right back in, but just before basically like 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, essentially.
Then would everyone like a rest?
You probably you have less than 24 hours before you would need to do something.
Should we give proof first?
My concern is if we give proof, they'll find out that there's proof and then they'll run.
That's true. Any, like,
Then I would not get to fight Ogre.
could we just give them the proof and tell them not to do anything else for now as we go in and investigate further?
I can try.
What about what if we find the purple eye people and tell them magic is in house?
Purple Eye people would see our magic as well.
I am no magic.
Yes, you are no magic.
I go tell them. I say, I walk by house and I see magic.
There aren't too many Mordoon in Ferndale.
Well, we gather help is there, do you know anyone who can help us besides yourself if you're willing to go in with us again?
At this point, it's probably just going to be me. I don't know who to trust anymore.
Well,
As long as you feel up to it.
that's much better than no one.
Are you suitable in combat, or have they hurt you? How much rest do you need?
She sort of smiles a little bit, and out of like what appears to be thin air, a dagger like appears in her hand, and she throws it, Bjorn, and it like just clips the top of your ear, and then it slams against the wall behind you.
I kind of just look at it real quick and I say, I was bit by a two-headed dog. That is not as scary as it would have been if that had not happened. It is impressive still.
She just gives you a wink.
Well, if the rest of you wish to get some sleep, I will try and find out what we recovered from that little lab/dungeon that they had.
All right.
And I'm going
So
to start ritually casting Identify.
And Isla only needs the trance thing as well, so she can help things if the Identify doesn't work on some items.
All right. So let's go down the list here. So
you said there was a bunch of potions.
Yep. So the potion that was of the sort of sparkly blue color, that is a potion called the Nectar of the Sea. It will permanently cure someone of seasick. But if you have seasickness, you take this potion and you'll never have it again, ever in your life. So it's a permanent cure for it.
And that was the blue vial?
Yes. So what else do we have?
We had the black vial.
So the black stone vial it is just called here. I think I made this. Hold on. There you go.
That's actually kind of fucking cool.
Not too shabby. I like it. And
So when it says it has 3 charges, does that mean it can only be used 3 times, or does it mean it can be filled 3 times at once?
it can, the way that I'm going to interpret this is that it can be used 3 times.
Okay.
And there's no recharge at dawn or whatever, like some items. So
Okay.
essentially, it's just a 3-time use thing. So you got that, and that should everybody in everybody's journal. You also found that that oil, that black thing. So that will be this.
Nice.
That really is nice.
I think we also took a sample each of the magical liquids.
And you have no idea what that stuff is.
Do we know what how to? So obviously it's not going to tell us like potion of healing or potion of whatever. Does it identify what type of magic it is? Like say transmutation magic, illusion magic, like what effect, like school of magic effect it would have.
Let me double check on that. Between the 2 separate ones, it's actually not a singular. As you're identifying it, it actually sort of like is a bit fluid in what it does. It is essentially a combination of different magical schools, so to speak. It's part evocation. It does have a small amount of transmutation magic involved. And it also has some necromancy involved.
Sounds like fun.
So it was Evo, Necro, and which?
Transmutation. The smallest portion of that would be transmutation. It's mostly evocation and necromancy.
Perfect, so I've got that noted down. We also had the jar of sealing wax, which gave off a magical...
Which is this. So it's basically just like a read receipt email. It's like I sent an email, did they read it? Oh look, I got notification that they read it. That's basically what that... Did somebody open up the letter? And then when they do, you'll know it.
So the only things left would be the jar of honey, but that's not magical.
That is literally just a jar of honey.
Yeah, like I said, that's just for Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
And there was also the jars of drugs. Were these just basic drugs or infused drugs?
No, they're not magical, but they are rather potent. Again, these are not like, this isn't like smoking weed or anything. Like these are herbs and mushrooms, but they are very potent. It appears that they were manipulated, at least, or I don't even know how to say it, but like it's very pure, very powerful drugs essentially. They're not magically infused in any way. But they would be things that, particularly in Farendale, given the presence of the Gwenhavar, like they would be extremely illegal and quite worth quite a bit of money on the black market, at least.
Nice. So, yep, that was everything we picked up.
So I think, because again, originally this was the plan, was to play for 3 hours when we started. I think we'll stop here because my fear is that if we start the next phase, we're gonna have to stop right in the middle of it. So let's just save that for next week.